Okay, so all the ladies here at the Bibliophile family, we welcome you to yet another amazing book review session. Today we are going to review this book called Twice by Mitch Albom, and we have a very sprightly, vibrant new speaker with us today, Nupur Phatak ji. And here's a very quick uh, but very interesting introduction shared by her. And Nupur ji is a mother of two by choice, a book lover by passion, photographer by hobby, writer by ambition, HR professional by her profession, and an Indore based human who loves life and lives it to the fullest. And we can already experience that spirit of yours, Nupurji. Very happy to welcome you here today at the Bibliophile family. And we're looking forward to an extraordinary book review by you. The stage is all yours. Welcome.
Thank you, Richa. Thank you so much. A very, good evening to all of you. And this is my first time here to do the review, and I hope you all like it. And I'm so happy to see you all on the call. And it would be really nice if you can switch on your camera so I can see who am I talking to. And but no pressures, of course. As you can see, we are reviewing the book called Twice by Mitch Albom. And before we actually start the review, I would just have a quick question for all of you. How many of you have read his books earlier? Any, I mean, you can just maybe show thumbs up or say it out loud if you want.
Never. Okay.
Not a single book. Okay. All right. Okay, so basically, why I picked this book, this is the author Mitch Albom. Why I picked this book, because I have already read a couple of his books. He has written almost 20 books so far. And he is somebody who writes about life or, relationships, love, faith, basically all of us, human beings, right? And I love his writing because it's always conversational. It is not like a very strict storytelling where, just characters are moving in a story. It is always conversational, closer to life. And there are a lot of moments in his story where, you can relate to it. तो इसीलिए मुझे इसकी actually books बहुत पसंद हैं. The books that I've already read by him are these three, which is The Five People You Meet in Heaven. I definitely recommend that to all of you who have not read it so far. Then there is Tuesdays with Maury. I think somebody also mentioned it in the chat. Yes. And it's also a movie based on this book. And there is another book which is called The Next Person You Meet in Heaven, which is a sequel to The Five People You Meet in Heaven. So these are the books I've read. And so when this new book came to the stands in the bookstore, I quickly picked it up just by looking at the name Mitch Albom. Did not, check for the review of others or did not even see what's there in the book. I just picked it up on the name. So this is how I usually pick books. Before I move forward in the review and the story plot, I would like to ask this question to you all. If you could relive one moment of your life twice, would you redo it? अगर आपके पास ऐसा मौका आता है कि आप अपने जीवन का कोई भी मोमेंट फिर से जी सकते हैं, you can go back in time and then relive it. Would you redo it? It's a question to all of you. Yes, indeed, Palak says. Okay, all right. Most of us say yes. Okay. All right, of course. I mean, as a human, we would definitely want to maybe not change the entire life or something, but some moments we might say, okay, chalo, redo and then make it better, right? This is the premise of the book called Twice. And some pointers about the book, just to give a gist of it. So this book is basically divided into 8 segments, and it dwindles between current time and a journal entry. So there is something called journal here, which is called a composition book. The author ने इसको नाम दिया है composition book. It is not called as journal, but these are basically जो diary में हम entries करते हैं. It is like that. So the story moves between the current time, which is the story going on, and then going to the past moments जहाँ पे journal entries किसी ने कर रखी हैं. It is mostly based in America, but some parts of the book takes us to Africa as well. Alfie Logan, जो इसका main character है, the story's main character, actually possesses a magical power. But no, he is not a magician, कोई जादूगर नहीं है, but उसके पास एक unique magical power है, that he can relive any moment he can do twice in his life. So what he has to do is he has to just tap his shoulder, say, just tap his shoulder and say twice. So he goes back to wherever he wants to go back and relive that moment again. Only challenge here is he has to relive the entire period that he goes back to. For example, आज हम January 2026 में हैं, ठीक है? If I am Alfie, the main character, and I want to go back to January 2025 and redo a moment. So I'll just tap myself, say twice, and go back in the moment. The moment I go back to is January 2025. So now imagine I have to relive the entire 2025 and then come back to January 26. Which means अगर अल्फी ने इसको बहुत बार use किया है इस power को, so nobody knows what age he is at. So because he's reliving the years and months and moments. So that is also an interesting and curious part as to how old he is, because he's living his life numerous times. Secondly, the interesting part here is he cannot undo death. He can do whatever he wants with whatever moments in his life, but he cannot undo that because obviously he'll become God, right? So this power doesn't allow him to delay or avoid or undo anybody's death around him or his own as well. Third thing, and very important, if he has twice the event, it is erased from everyone's memory. फॉर एग्जाम्पल ये हमारा बुक रिव्यू है एंड फिर मुझे समझ में आता है इफ आई एम एल्फी एंड आई थिंक दैट दिस बुक रिव्यू डजंट गो वेल. So what I'll do is I'll tap my shoulder, I'll go back 1 hour back to the moment and I'll do it again to make it better, for example. But the moment I tap twice and redo this book review moment, you all will forget about it. You will not remember that this has happened already. तो आप सबके लिए द सेकेंड टाइम वाला जो बुक रिव्यू होगा वो ही याद रहेगा. बट मेरे लिए इफ आई एम एल्फी एंड आई हैव दैट पावर, आई विल रिमेंबर बोथ टाइम्स. So this is again something unique that other than having that power, only he remembers that this moment has been done twice. The other people forget about it. So these are the basics of the book, the outline. Now coming to story. So what happens is the story starts with a possible casino theft in Bahamas. Bahamas से ये story start होती है जहाँ पे possibly एक theft हुआ है casino में. Why? Because Alfie is set to win $2 million in straight 3 roulette numbers. So roulette game अगर आपको पता है casino में, तो उसमें it is nearly impossible for anyone to get 3 straight numbers and win it. But Alfie does this and wins $2 million. So obviously the authorities and the detective present there, the detective who is mentioned in the story is Vincent. So they doubt Alfie and think that he has done some fraud. तो वो उसको पकड़ लेते हैं. Vincent, basically the story starts where Vincent is detaining Alfie. उसको custody में ले जाते हैं and questioning करते हैं. Alfie, on the other hand, is like very quiet, relaxed, calm. He's not worried about anything. He doesn't look afraid that he's being caught. He just relaxes, tells Vincent that this is the composition book you should read, जो उसकी journal है, ठीक है? And Vincent is like, are you crazy? Are you for real? Because I have detained you. Police will arrive at any time. You may get, arrested and you will be sent to jail if we find out and are able to prove कि तुमने ये fraud किया है. And you are still relaxed and you're giving me some book to read. What is this? Alfie says, just relax. I know what is going to happen. I am just giving you this composition book to read so that you can find all the answers there. And this is how the story starts. So Vincent is obviously confused and thinks to himself as to this man is crazy. But then on the second hand, he also thinks that, abhi police aane mein time hai. I can still, coax this guy and try to make him confess his crime. So what if I read and see what is there in his composition book? So क्योंकि वो थोड़ा सा time बीच में होता है, तो Vincent eventually starts reading the composition book. So composition book में all those entries are there that Alfie has done. उसके सारे पूरे life का उसने लिखा है, जिसमें सारे moments उसने redo किए हैं, जो कुछ नहीं किए हैं, वो सारी entries हैं उसमें. And Vincent, of course, keeps reading, gets curious, And the more he goes into the story, the more he gets curious as to what happens next. Obviously first jolt to usko wahi lagta hai कि what is he having this power, is he serious, ऐसा कुछ होता भी है, is he mental, does he have any disorder? So the doubt that immediately comes to any of us our mind that कि कोई अगर हमें बताएगा कि मेरे पास magic है, so we will be, first reaction would be, are you serious? This is how Vincent also reacts to the situation. But he keeps reading the composition book, and then he starts realizing there is something to it. Now, obviously, I am not going to tell the entire story here, because otherwise there will be no point for you to pick up the book and read if you really want to. But I'm sure if you've been with me till now, you have some questions like, does Elfie get arrested, or does he use this power to get released, or has he really done the fraud, or was it genuine, or what does the composition book reveal? I mean, I'm sure this question might be there in your mind. And does Vincent believe Alfie at the end or not? So obviously for these questions, and I'm sure you have these questions and you should have. So for these questions, you definitely need to read the book. But what I'll do further next is, there are some beautiful lines from the book that I really liked. Those are like 7, 8 lines that I really, really liked. And they are, they hit close to home. And the best one was, I want, you want, and God does what God wants, which is so true to the core, that you may have many wishes, may have many wishes, but ultimately what happens is what God wants, which is the fact of life. And then you can see there are beautiful gems, like sometimes hurts seeks hurts. They are so deep if you really give it a moment and think about it. They are so deep lines, and if you think about it, you can also relate to it at some point. Like, our best choice often comes when we have no choice. Right, thank you, Rumit. Yes, I agree, all the lines are amazing. Like, such the suspicion and belief cannot share the same bed. Such a funny yet so truthful line. And what you tell yourself, this one is also something very true, that what you tell yourself long enough becomes like a new paint on old wall, the only color you see. How beautifully the analogy is also mixed into the line, that जो भी चीज को हम बार बार अपने आप को बोलते रहते हैं या सोचते रहते हैं, that becomes a true story in our head. It's like a new paint on the old wall. So once you paint the wall with a new color, you're not able to see the previous color or the old color. All you see is the new color. That's what it becomes, the truth. Whether it's true or not, nobody knows. I mean, maybe you just know, but what you keep telling yourself becomes the truth. So I thought this should also be shared, because these are some beautiful lines I found. Now, coming back to the review and what are my views about this book. So I read this because of course, like I said, Mitch Albom. I have read his books earlier, and I really wanted to read this as well. It starts at a very interesting note, because there is confusion, there is suspense, and then there is also intrigue, that what is this power, what does Alfie do with it, how does he get it, whether he's able to run away from the in detention or not, whether he has done the fraud or not. There are a lot of questions, and there is a lot of curiosity that is picked at the start. The very good part of the book that I liked was the pace is really good. It's not very slow, because it's about life, philosophy, etc. There are a lot of lessons there, but it's still not slow. And the storyline is easy to follow. Like I said, it dwindles between the current situation where Alfie को arrest करने वाले हैं, and plus the past life, the his past for 40, 50 years. So it is still not difficult for the reader to keep up with the timeline. It's not confusing at all. It's very clear, very subtle, and it's easy to follow. क्योंकि अगर आपने और बाकी books ऐसी कई पढ़ी होंगी जिसमें there is past and present होता है, उसमें कई बारी you kind of miss the timeline, or you are racking your brains to keep up with the timeline. But in this book, there is nothing like this. You don't have to do a lot of math or work on it. It's easy for you to follow. So these are the reasons why I really like the book. Having said that, it didn't create the usual Mitch Albom magic. जो अभी तक की मैंने उनकी बुक्स पढ़ी हैं, those were really 5 on 5 for me, like literally. And I would definitely recommend anyone to read that, anyone and everyone. And also, I might go back and read it again. But this book did not create that level magic. इसकी वजह मुझे ये लगता है कई बार ऐसा भी होता है बिकॉज समटाइम्स व्हेन वी रियली लाइक previous work of an author, we are, we enter the next work with the same expectation, and we expect the second or third or next book to have the same impact on us. So maybe I went in with the same expectation, because it's Mitch Albom, so I was expecting it to be a 5 on 5. But for me, it didn't turn out to be like that. It is good. It is definitely recommended, but this book will not make it to my must read list. I would not maybe include it in the must read and say no, you have to read. So I liked it, but I didn't love it basically. And for that, I would give it just a 3 by 5. So for the first timers, especially अभी मैंने जब पूछा कई लोगों ने, आप लोगों ने मिच एल्बम पढ़ा ही नहीं है. For the first timers, maybe if you pick this book first, you may like it. If you like reading books which are philosophical or which are philosophy in format of storytelling, then you definitely would like this book. And if you have already read other books, then maybe I think maybe you will also agree with me that this is a little less than great. But having said that, I am definitely recommending you guys to read, because अब क्योंकि थोड़ा इंटरेस्ट मैंने अगर आपका रेस कर ही दिया है और क्यूरोसिटी रेस कर दी है, तो you should read and see what happens to Alfie. And he's a good guy. So I don't know if he did the theft or not. I will not tell you right now, but you should read and find out. All right. So एक और चीज इसमें है जो आई शुड मेंशन हियर बिफोर वी मूव फॉरवर्ड इज दिस मैजिक दैट ही has one limitation, that he cannot redo, he cannot make the person love him twice. For example, if he has a girlfriend and उसके साथ कोई events कुछ अच्छे नहीं होते हैं, तो he goes back in time and then tries to make it right. But the moment he goes back with that girlfriend, the girlfriend will not love him the same way. He will lose her love. So basically, this magic doesn't work on love. So it doesn't work on love, it doesn't work on death. Yes, Rumit, seriously. I also felt that, itna acha magic tha uske paas, but see what happens, because of course he has a girlfriend. Of course, it's a story of life. So he will have a girlfriend, he will maybe have a wife or whatever, or a family, but then he cannot, make the person love him twice. So that's a caveat that this magic has. Now, okay. So before I, stop, I would like to say this, that, if you keep getting second chances, you won't learn a damn thing. I feel this and I believe in this completely, because of course it's good to imagine that what if we have this, yeah, Mr. India movie, correct? So it's good to imagine that what if we had this power. तो ऑब्वियसली हमारे मन में आएगा कि हम बहुत अच्छे अच्छे मोमेंट्स को और अच्छा बना सकते हैं. या very funny and silly example where if I eat outside and I figure out that after eating outside at a certain place, my stomach is upset. So I know what is the, consequence. So I can go back in time and not eat that food and, not have a upset stomach. But those are like very generic things. But in life, if we keep going back and taking second chances, I think then we won't learn anything. Why? Because I firmly believe that whosoever we are today at this age and at this stage in life, we are because we have done mistakes in life, we had bad moments, we had tough moments, and that is why we are shaped the way we are. Otherwise, सब अगर अच्छा होने लग गया तो अच्छाई की वैल्यू नहीं होगी, या गुड मोमेंट्स की वैल्यू नहीं होगी, या लक की वैल्यू नहीं होगी. सो आई थिंक द बैलेंस इज really required in life, where good is happening, bad is happening, and that is when we are able to cherish and value the good. So storyline के लिए अच्छा है, book के लिए अच्छा है, but I think if we keep getting second chances, we won't be the same person that we are. Exactly, no regrets. Exactly, I resonate with you. If I am also asked this question hypothetically, also, of course we cannot go back in time in reality, but even if hypothetically I'm asked, I also say the same thing. I don't want to change a single event of my life, because otherwise फिर मैं कुछ और बन जाऊंगी, शायद ऐसी नहीं रहूंगी. And I love the way I am right now. So this is the book review for you. I hope I did justice, and did not reveal lot of it, because that also is not a good part. Because if have told you everything, then you will not go and read the book, right? So thank you so much. I'm so happy, Richa, Palak, that you gave me this chance to review this book for Bibliophile family, and happy to be here among all of you. I hope you enjoyed. Back to you, Richa. Thank you,
Thank
Jyotsna.
you so much, Nupur. You can see all the beautiful likes and all these smileys coming in. Is it possible for you to remove your presentation
Yeah,
screen?
sure.
And participants, we could all switch on our videos for a very, very quick photo. So, Palaka Shungeri, is it possible for you to take a quick snippet? Also, Reeti ma'am, you are an expert in that. So, could you please,
1 second. I'm just
yeah,
removing everything.
sure.
Is it gone? Right?
Yes, just a sec. I think you are pinned, so I will
Yeah.
probably. Yes, Shrungeri, do you have the controls? Can you unpin the speaker so that everybody is on the frame together? Namaste Mahesh ji, Neha ji, Rumit sir, Reeti ma'am. Welcome everyone. Santi ji, wow, so amazing to see everybody's faces. I was not able to look at all of you when we had started the session, but it's a delight that you all could make it to the program today. Hello, Jyotsna. Yes, so good to see everyone. So, participants, Redhi ma'am, is everyone visible to you for the photo? Yes. Your instructions, please.
Okay, everybody. I think there are a few whose video is off, but then I'm assuming it will be off. So I'm going to click a pic right now. Keep smiling. Yes, done. Thank you.
Okay, lovely. Thank you, Reti ma'am. I will be inviting you to present your thoughts also about the topic or theme or anything that you want to add. In a moment, I would love to start with our Mahapurush ji. Rumit sir, any inputs or any thoughts that you have about the topic today or anything in general that you'd like to share, please?
Yeah, first of all, compliments for an amazing PPT. Very nice presentation by Nupur. And the presentation also crisp and clear. And particularly, first time I've seen the beautiful lines extracted from the book and presented. Each and every line was, very awesome and unique and amazing and very relevant. Very different type of review we have seen first time, and she also did not reveal completely, so that keeps up, our interest in the book. So this is unique style of presentation I have seen for the first time. So want to compliment Nupurji. Thank you very much for this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. So, participants, the floor is now open for your reflections. So, Reeti ma'am, we'll start with you, and then Jyotsna, Ruchi, Santi ji. Any of you would like to add or share anything, might feel free to do so. Reeti ma'am.
Thank you so much, Richa and Nupur. This is a wonderful um, presentation plus review, because I keep, more than the review, I observe how you do it. I try to pick up, you know, a lot of tips from everybody as to how they go about doing it. And I think I'm going to incorporate this in my case also. And yes, you have kept us guessing as to what's going to happen in that book. And like some of us have said, we wouldn't want to do it, go through this twice. Happy the way we are, because like you said, making mistakes is the one that's going to make us more successful, later on. And of course, it's going to affect relationships if you're going to do it the second time. You can't say, I want to have this, but at the same time I want to have things what's going on right now. Like, it's like you can't have the cake and eat it too. So it's that kind of a thing. And I really enjoyed it, and I loved the presentation, absolutely. And yeah, I would love to get more reviews from you, actually. You've set the trend over here as to how a review should be held. So it's really good. It's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you.
I also love the review, Nupur. So, which is that one book that you would suggest by this author to begin with? One of your favorites because you've been reading this author.
The five people you meet in heaven. Definitely, hands down.
Okay. I love the way you presented and also the way it has been capsuled because it's very important to convey the message in a crisp manner. Otherwise, what happens is, we tend to lose out a lot instead of retaining it. So I've been watching a lot of videos on how to give a good book review because, it really helps to understand that without going through the book completely, still you know enough about the book to get inspired or make a decision to pick up that book or not. So, thank you so much. I got a lot of insight from your review.
Thank you.
Lovely. Anyone else? Participants? Jyotsna, would you like to share? I saw a new member right now. Richa ji, welcome. So I always feel very happy whenever I see my nemesis and people who share the same name. Jyotsna, would you like to add? Or other participants, if I'm missing your name? Santi ji, anyone? I know a lot of you are working today and are on the drive and might not be in a position to speak. Okay. Anyway, so so Nupur ji, I think you can see how everybody has loved your review. We generally do expect more people in our sessions, but as everybody said, ye dil mange more and they'd love to hear more of you. So with due course of time, you will definitely find your tribe and more people listening to you. So, thank you for a wonderful review. The presentations were extremely aesthetic. The slides were really very beautiful and appealing. You brought in just the right amount of interest. Sometimes people say boil the tea just right with just the right amount of, chai patti. That makes a
Correct.
good brew. So, I would say you were quite successful in doing that. And as an HR professional, I think you really did a great job. Yeah, you know how to create that kind of balance. So really wonderful to have you here. Yes, not letting that you did not let the tannin come out of that brew, which is a great skill, great quality. Okay, and at the Bibliophile family, every Saturday we pick up a book, and we have one of our amazing members presenting their thoughts, and our calendars are packed for at least 6 months. That's
Wow.
how elaborate it goes. Really very very interesting learning experiences, listening to everyone with each of them bringing in their own style. Someone uh, and you get to see different kind of literary analysis, and so yours was a very very crisp, very short, and with just the right essence. And I know reviewing a fiction book in itself is quite a challenge because you can't reveal so much about the characters, and the more you say, you've already presented part of the book. So,
Correct.
so you have, I know how difficult it must have been for you, but you were quite successful doing that, which is incredible. And you bring in to our session that Indori warmth because you're not wearing sweaters already, and also because of the kind of delivery that you had in the session. So, my beloved participants, yes, you can see some nice reviews
Thank you.
in the chat box. Also, Jagriti shares, thank you, Nupur, for wonderful review. It was crisp and short. Given the total idea of the content, like the way you did it, and I learned how it should be done. Very nice. So there are takeaways for participants from your session. And the author is new for me. As a therapist, I have heard about Tuesdays with Maurice so many times. Many of my clients have recommended this. So many people have shared that they love reading this book. I have been putting it off, or probably I'm expecting it to be gifted by one of the members, and then I might read. So yes, I will begin with that book, but I'll also come to this book that you presented today, and this intrigues my interest as well about the author. Participants, All of you who have shared your views here, as well as who've not, please show all your love and gratitude on the TBF group. And let's encourage our wonderful new member. You already encouraged it itself, as in the famous song says, I got that fire in my soul. So I actually don't need more validation from everyone. But yes, other members will be able to enjoy, and they might get some FOMO that they missed out on this amazing session. However, thank you everyone for being here with us today. I hope that you really had a lovely time, Sumanji, Jagrati, everyone whose name I'm missing out. Please, extreme gratitude for attending our session today. We invite you to join us tomorrow morning at 7 p.m. for our community reading on the book Focus on What Matters. So that is something we do every Sunday morning. We have one common book that we read as a community, and one of our members reads one or two chapters out of that, and that goes on like a continuation. And Saturday evenings, we have a review of a book. So tomorrow we're going to do chapter number 19 and 20. We welcome all of you with your favorite brew, or whether you're walking or doing marathons. Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Maheshji. Thank you, Jagrati. Thank you, everyone. So, beloved family, now that your Saturday evening has been sorted, you can go back to doing your slowing down, listening to music, journaling, reading the book, creating your TBR. I will be sharing your TBR host. I will be sharing your asking for your TBR list again. And thank you for amazing responses on the quiz on how many number of books you've read. I really loved that. Yes, this meeting has been recorded, Pramila ji. You'll get to see this very, very soon. We'll share the link with all of you. Is there anyone who wants to share anything? Santi, do you want to speak something?
I want to say something at the end, if nobody is saying anything right now. I just want to say a big thank you because I mean आप कितने भी presentations दे लो कितने भी experienced हो लेकिन ये जो likes and love and ये आ रहा है ना उससे obviously everyone gets motivated. It doesn't matter how old you are, how experienced you are. This is a great motivation because and every human loves it. So I'm so happy because this is my first time and so much love. So obviously my heart is full. Thank you so much everyone.
थैंक यू मैम. हमारे टीबीएफ ग्रुप के मेंबर्स के पास बहुत सारा पिटारा है. आई थिंक
I see
इन्फिनिट.
that.
Yeah, so we have lots of those, and we are always waiting for members to bring in their shares and wisdom so that we can sprinkle all of that love to everyone. So with that, Jagrati, do you want to say something? Nay? Okay, so good to see you. Very happy to see your beautiful, sprightly face. Okay, so my beloved members, it was a lovely time with all of you. You made our Saturday evening more enriching, more worthwhile. Wishing all of you a very, very beautiful evening and an amazing Sunday. Have a great weekend, and wishing you happy January. All the very best, beloved friends. Lots of love. Keep reading, keep inspiring all of us, and keep